Hey guys, welcome back. This is VTitan6 once again, and today we are going to be talking about custom thumbnails for your videos. Does thumbnail play an important part in your video? Is a question which I've been asked a lot. And my answer, yes, it drastically affects your view count and your audience reach. So there are different ways in which people does this, and I would preferably do what I'm going to show you guys. And the apps which I use or the software which I use or you could use, it doesn't actually matter as long as you could play around with the layers and add in different layers. There are different free applications software out there online which I would recommend. The best among them is the Pixlr. It is a free software, you could find out. I'll put the link in the description below, but I'm not going to be using that software as the reference for today's video, rather just be plain old Photoshop. In future, maybe if the need arises, I would make a video on how to make thumbnails using that software, but for now let's stick with this. So the first thing is to decide on what kind of thumbnail you need, on what topic are you making a thumbnail about. This actually depends upon the video which you have made. Guys, do not even think about making a thumbnail even before making the video. This is actually more like a clickbait which you don't want to have in your channel when you're growing it. Once you have done that, you're supposed to go into Google and search for a wallpaper of the game or about what thumbnail you want to make. So yes, this does not actually cause you any copyright claims, because so far as I've known, people are not going to claim their pictures or the wallpapers for making them or using them as thumbnail. But once again, I would recommend using the ones which have been officially released by the game, so the probability of you getting a copyright strike for a thumbnail is very less likely. In fact, I don't think you will ever get one. In today's video, I'll be making a PUBG based wallpaper. For that, I'm going to search for PUBG wallpaper and I'm going to find out the best possible one I could make. Things to keep in mind when selecting a wallpaper is the fact that the background should be a little bit of contrasting. Make sure the contrast between the source object or the target object and the background is pretty drastic. So this is really crucial. So I'm going to look for such a picture. Once you have done that, you have to save that picture and open up your Photoshop or the software which you're using and then load it into the software. So you guys, once you have done that, we are going to move into the actual editing part or making the thumbnail part. So now what I'm going to do is going to the selection tool or the tool which the software allows you to select between the pictures. In the case of Photoshop, make sure that you unlock the background. This allows you to select parts of the background. So once you have done that, go in and select the central object of your image or the background which you have downloaded. Don't worry, you don't have to have it exactly precise. Just make sure you get the outline in a rough manner. And once you have done that, right click and go in and select the option which says new layer via copy. So the whole idea behind this is to make the central object a new layer so the central object stands out. So once you have done that, go in and open the filter gallery. This is where you could add in filters to your image. So in fact, what we're doing is we're going to add in filters to the actual image. At the same time, we have a new layer or the new central layer which does not get filtered. So this is going to create a pop-up effect, which is what is really required to attract the view count or viewers which you want. Now let's move on to the next big part, which is adding the text. Text part has to be divided into three subcategories, which is clear, precise and small. Why is this required? Because when people look at your thumbnail, they are not going to end up reading the whole paragraph written there because of the two reasons. One, they need a quick solution. Two, they can practically see it. So make sure what you're trying to convey in the video is in short summarized into the thumbnail within maximum of 4 to 5 words, or the lesser the better. So once you have decided on what to have on the thumbnail, you are going to start writing it out. Choose a font which is really attractive and clear and bold. I use Machine Font for most of my videos or thumbnail creations. Once you have done that, you have to make sure that each of the different texts in your thumbnail is divided into different layers. This is why I had said in the starting of the video that you need to use software which is going to give you an option to mess out with layers. Once you have done placing the text into the image, now you go into the blending option, a function which Photoshop has given to us, which is absolutely amazing, and then go into that and start trying to figure out what kind of effects you want the text to have. This basically depends upon personal preferences. I like to add in the color overlay and then add satin and stroke sometimes. This really creates that nice, smooth, out-looking effect. Now as you can see here, I'm trying to add in a different kind of effect for the thumbnail word. This is to add in more of a pop-up effect for the word thumbnail. This attracts viewers or the people searching for your video. I'm trying to split the whole text into two parts. The central part, which is the word thumbnail. After making sure that you have what you need and the effects which you got are pretty satisfied. Maybe the first time, yeah, it may take more than 5 minutes practically. I'm sure you could do it in 10 minutes at max. But yeah, as you do it for quite a few times, this thing will take you less than 3 minutes to make, because that is what it takes for me. Once you have finished messing around with the blending options, finding out what you need, your best preferences, now it's time to save the image. Another thing you could keep in mind is that you could add in images, small icons, probably when you're talking about social networks like Reddit or Instagram, something like that. You could just search for Reddit, etc. PNG in Google. This is gonna give you an image which has background, which is actually transparent, and then place it into the image to make your thumbnail even more attractive. Coming back to the last part, which is actually saving or exporting your image so you could upload it as thumbnail. I have seen many people actually saving it as JPG and then using it as thumbnail. No, don't do that. Save it or export it for the web. And now moving on to the next important stage is making sure the size of the image which you are saving as remains below 2 for safety. You can clearly see the image size reducing and increasing as I change the quality of the image. Make sure that you choose the maximum possible, but the size should be less than 2M, which indicates 2 MB. This is what the YouTube allows, or the maximum capacity of the image which a YouTube thumbnail could hold on to. And guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this video useful and fun at some point. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.